The United States expresses determination to provide technological support for Ethiopia's next elections. Trolley Fitrell, Charge d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy, appreciates Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed's initiative to ensure fair and credible upcoming election. Thomas Gambitoli starts with the official and brings us the following story.
Since taking office last April, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's administration has been engaged in a series of reform activities held by both Ethiopians and the international community. The Premier has so far indicated his major task would be realizing free and credible election in the time to come. His administration is also planning to introduce electronic voting system for making the electoral process more efficient. Charge d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy to Ethiopia, Troy Fitrell, who appreciated Ethiopia's move towards democratization, says America will assist the country in its upcoming election.
It's a fascinating time. I tell people that I've been trying to come to Ethiopia for 20 years and finally got here, and I'm just so pleased that I got here now when this is happening. And it's a fascinating time, as you said. We're, 130, 140 days into a new administration? And there's already been so many dramatic changes that it's almost difficult to keep track of them all. We have a 2020 in our sights, but it's not a matter of just waiting for 2020. It's making sure we can establish a process that is reliable and transparent and reflects the will of the people. And there's a huge amount of work to do on that. Right. You know, the United States has some offers and some projects with the National Election Board here. That's part of it, but there's a great deal more as well. We're looking for multiple ways in which we can participate to help Ethiopia achieve its election goals.
Asked if the introduction of the electronic voting system to the country will overcome challenges as consequences of rigged election process, the Charge d'Affaires said the system has its advantage. However, all aspects of the election process should be thought of ahead of time.
2020 is going to be absolutely key for this country. But we're not waiting for 2020. There's a huge amount of work to be done before 2020. The overall administration of elections, the constitutional issues regarding how an election will be run. These are all big lifts, and 2020 is going to be here faster than we can think. Specifically on electronic voting, electronics and tech are useful tools. They're not solutions in and of themselves. Yeah, we wouldn't want to have electronic voting just to show we can have electronic voting.
He also indicated that the overall assistance by the U.S. to African nations comes in the form of assistance, and there is no string attached to it. He also said America spends worth $1 billion projects in Ethiopia annually.
A key thing to remember about the United States is we try not to direct how our people operate and how our institutions operate. When it comes to financing, this is largely through the private sector, offering and operating freely, taking advantage of entrepreneurial spirit. The government tends not to direct that, although we'll do some sorts of government guarantees to help make projects go forward. But when we talk about American investment in Ethiopia, we put almost $1 billion a year investing in Ethiopia. And that's in the health, the education, and the well-being of its people. We're investing directly into the people of Ethiopia. And that doesn't come with any strings attached.
Troy Fitrell, while wishing Ethiopians a Happy New Year, said Ethiopians should enjoy the freedom that reigns with responsibilities and maintain the peaceful coexistence and tolerance in the years ahead.
What is a new year? I mean, it's a chance to turn a new leaf. It's a chance to start afresh. And that's a wonderful thing, especially in the current situation in Ethiopia. I mean, it's a marvelous time to look at the future and know in the ways we can achieve the things we want. And with that freedoms that we talked about earlier, comes a responsibility. The responsibility to take these freedoms and use them positively. That's what the new year means to me right now in Ethiopia.
Welcome to Summit, Ethiopia.
Looking for